our machines, they could last years before they need recalibration.
We also mentioned, Pavel, there's a bunch of other machines out there as well. Would you mind kind of opening the door to the audience who's learning about TRIMILL right now, about some of the other options you might have?
Well, we're a manufacturer that design and manufacture machines that are rather on the bigger side, let's say. So we started 1 by 1 meter with 3-axis machines, and everything else is bigger and much bigger. This is our mid-size machine, 3 by 2 meters of travels. X by Y is the middle size. It's also the most, let's say, in-demand machine because you can put 95% of mold sizes into this machine and fully machine them. But we have machines that go up to, let's say, 13 meters in X-axis, 4.5 meters in Y-axis. So it could be really huge machines. This machine is special, like I mentioned in the beginning, not only because of the box-in-box of the crossbeam and the concrete in the sidewalls, but also in the base that it has already included with the machine. So it can be installed on a flat floor. But majority of our other machines require a special foundation because they are bigger, they are, let's say they are bigger and smaller as well, but they require foundation because they cannot be easily transported as a sort of single piece like this one. So the foundation needs to be prepared, it needs to be contoured so that the chip conveyors can be flush with the floor of the shop, so that the table can be flush with the floor. So all the accessories for the table, for the chip conveyor, have to be underground. So that's why the contoured foundation is required, roughly, let's say, 3 feet of in depth. But it is worth it for a machine that has such a long life, service life. This machine should last 20-25 years easily, and thanks to the concrete and the direct connection between the sidewalls, the concrete of the sidewalls and the concrete of the let's say shop floor, the machine is like part of the building in the end. So all the vibrations that are generated during the machining are spreading into the whole floor of the building. So yeah, it could be 200-ton floor. So, and the machine is in the end part of it. So the machines that require foundation have this sort of disadvantage that it needs to be built for it, but they are extremely stable and extremely easy to calibrate because the calibrations last really long time as well. So yeah, some machines you need to, I would say not our machines, but many machines you need to recalibrate quite often, sometimes every 2 or 3 weeks. Our machines, they could last years before they need recalibration. Again, let's say geometrical realigning. So those are the, let's say, specifics of our other machines that we have in our portfolio. They're bigger, wider, they require foundation, but there is a good reason for that as well.
Well, thank you all for watching. There is stability in this machine, in TRIMILL. There is stability when investing for your company, and there's stability in this conversation as well, my friend. So thank you so much for conveying this message to the audience. I'm sold. I'm definitely sold. You've done a wonderful job. Thank you for speaking English with me, because I think your English is better than my English even. So Pavel, you've been amazing. Thank you for educating the audience as well. I do appreciate you, and keep up the good work, my friend.
Thank you for the time and for the interview.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thank you.